LeetCode 38, count and say. The count and say pattern starts at 1 and uses the previous result to calculate the next. Starting from the left, we count each digit, then list the number of times it appears, followed by the digit we are counting. Since the digit 1 only appears once, our next value will be 1, 1. For the next value, when we count the ones, we see there are 2, so we write 2, 1. Now we're back to single counts, however we have 2 digits here. The result will be 1, 2, 1, 1. We want to write a recursive algorithm that can calculate the nth count and say number. We'll begin with the base case where we return the string 1 if our n is 1. Otherwise, we'll get the previous value by doing a recursive call on n minus 1. This recursive call will repeat to n equals 1 and then go back up, returning our previous value. Now that we have the previous value, we can calculate the next value in the sequence. We'll begin by setting our counter equal to 0 and start iterating through our previous string. We'll get the character at the current index and the previous index. Since our index begins at 0, we'll set the previous character to be equal to the current character for this special case. Now if the current character equals the previous character, we want to increment our count and continue iterating through the string. Once we reach a character that is different to the previous, we want to write out the count and the value of the previous digit into our result, then reset our count back to 0. Once we are done iterating for our string, we still have to add the last character that appears in our string outside of the loop. We can do the same thing we did in our loop, writing out the count followed by the digit, except in this case we'll just use the last digit of our string. And here's the code for